What's good, world? This is your favorite voice of athletics here, Fernandez Fly, aka Andre Fernandez. I'm here to round up the latest edition of the Stratford Speed Grand Prix. Now, if you don't know what Stratford Speed Grand Prix is, first of all, where have you been? Second of all, it is it's a competition purely for speed events. So all the sprint events, including both forms of hurdles, the short and long hurdles. We also occasionally dabble in either or the 800 or the 1500. Latest event took place on the 12th of July, literally a couple of days ago, if you're watching now, on Sunday, 12th of July. And what a banger. What a banger. First of all, the weather was off the charts. For London, weather like that consistently throughout the day, it's been incredible, but it's indicative of the summer we've had over here. Now, I've made a whole load of notes here on my laptop. It's too much to go through. If I went through everything that was noteworthy, we would be here until the next edition of the Stratford Speed Grand Prix, incidentally, the 9th of August. A special mention, just right from the first event, Hayley McLean dropping a season's best in the 400 hurdles of 56.76. Just incredible. That set the tone for the day. It was just off the charts from there. The women's 100 meters, we do 2 rounds of the 100. The first race of the first round, we saw Daryl Nita go 11.18. What a return to form. Killed it. A stacked field. She just stepped up and just knocked the performance out of the park. She wasn't alone though. She wasn't alone. So again, me looking at these notes, because there's so much to go through. We're talking Aaliyah Sibbons equaling the time of Daryl, but given second on the photo finish, 11.18. Again, that's Aaliyah's home track. So you know she had to step up and show out. Just behind them, 2 of them, we had Crystal Amaaua. That's her first 100-meter PB since 2018, I believe. I could be wrong. Check me in the comments if I have got that wrong, but I think that's her first PB since 2018. That's incredible. So she is in insane form. There will be a recurring theme. You've been warned. Just tracking back a little, back to the one lappers. Need to shout out the 400-meter women's winner, Georgina Adam. 53.53, and she was pushed all the way to the line by Mary Abici, 53.67. Now, Georgina didn't run a PB, and you may not have heard of that name, and I can assure you she is a 52-second runner. She is getting herself back into form after having a couple of years off the radar. Mary Abici, yeah, you would have heard that name a lot. She's got some senior international medals to her name in the 4x4, and she's got a couple of senior international individual caps also. So obviously not a personal best for her. That's not even a Masters British record. So Donna Fraser has the Masters British record at 53.11. So she weren't far off, but let's see what happens in the next round of Stratford Speed Grand Prix. So Mary, come back, see if you can lay down that mark set by Donna, or better that mark set by Donna even. Maverick Nishawn Pamphil won the men's equivalent, 46.51. Now, he was pushed hard all the way by Brooke Cronin. So I'm expecting a big show out from Brooke Cronin in the next coming weeks as well. He was right on the money there. So he's in form. Maverick Nishawn Pamphil's in form going into the Commonwealth Games where he represents St. Lucia. Need to shout out for this event here, Jamal Clark. So he set a brand new PB, winning the second or the third of the 400s, 47.27 at last. Thank you, Jamal. We've been waiting. Back to the women's hundreds now here. And we had Karen Mayindu in the second race. So that's the second elite race of the women's round 1. Now, she drops casually 11.28. Yeah. But she did drop that in a plus 5.4. So there's that to take note of. It shows that it's there, and given the right conditions, I guarantee she's getting close to that time this year. There's too much to talk about. We're gonna, I can't not mention Louisa Stoney. She dropped 11.45 in the 100. Yeah, Louisa Stoney, the 400-meter runner, 11.45 in heat 3, I believe it. Yeah, in heat 3. That was won by Saskia King, who has launched herself onto my one to watch list. Someone who's been on my one to watch list from last year, Shiloh Wright Typo. She got third in 11.51. Again, her name's going to come up a little bit later on down in this rundown. Into round 2 of the women's 100, Crystal Ama-Aua. Again, that name. She steps up in the first race, the fastest race, and she drops 11.18. Legal. Yeah. She, again, she just took the race, and oh man, she shone. Right on her heels, Renee Regis. So she had a disappoint. I'd want to say she was quite disappointed with her round 1 time. I might be being a bit too harsh, but she came back in round 2, 11.19. Yes, 11.19, legal again. So she's in form, right back where she needs to be. Daronita came third with 11.25, so she backs up that 11.18 with the 11.25. She is in form. People, you need to be worried. She's back. Yep. Karen Mayindu steps up to race 1 for round 2 from race 2 in round 1. Confusing. If you really want to find out how it runs, you got to come down to the next Stratford Speed Grand Prix and find out how we do things, because we are unique and we are the fastest speed event in the country. So as I was saying, she drops 11.39, with the big girls. Saskia King also moves up into the fastest race as well. So under all that pressure, she drops another 11.43. Again, just legal. Her consistency is undeniable. Speaking of consistency and undeniable, Louisa Stoney, again, she drops 11.52 in the second round, backing up her 11.45. And again, for a quarter miler, putting that series together is exceptional. Jasmine Wilkins has been consistent all year. She's been showing up all year, and she's dropped 11.45. And I predict, down to her consistency, I'm expecting an 11 too low. It's going to come out seemingly nowhere, but trust me, I've seen it. It's coming. It's happening. Right. So race 2 was all about the internationals for round 2. So it was taken by Rosalina Santos from Portugal in 11.39, and Ebony Lane from Australia comes second in 11.42. Shola Wright Typo, she steps up with a personal best, 11.44. I said she's one to watch. Yeah, we ain't done with her name yet today. So Heat 11 was a really interesting one. So Christine Harrison Bloomfield, Sophie Hahn and Olivia Breen all in the same heat. And it was a joy to watch legends going at it at their respective levels. Christine Harrison Bloomfield was a Sydney Olympian. She's now racing in the Masters 55 age group. She set a couple of British records last year. She's on the hunt for more this year. I believe she may have already have had one this year, but yeah, she's close. She's on the heels. She's cooking, getting ready for the Masters Champs later this year. And onto the men. So we've spoken a lot about the women, and I said we're going to be here for a long time, and this is without a lot of the notes that I've prepared. So Nicholas Walsh, round 1, 10.05. Delvis Santos from Portugal, 10.16 for second. Unfortunately, it was windy, plus 2.9 meters per second, but those performances indicate things are going to be looking real good come once, later on down the line without those windy performances. Or windy conditions even. Race 2 was won by John Ottogade, 10.05. Again, slightly windy, plus 2.5, but he's now returned from injury. The brother's in form. He's ready and he's looking dangerous. He looked imperious running that 10.05. Race 3, interesting name here. This was won by Jade Williams. And yes, he's been around for quite a while. It looks like he's stepping up here. 10.23. That's a legal personal best. Joseph Harding, a name that may have fallen off the radar a little bit in recent years. He got second in 10.28. Again, that was legal. We're not done with his name yet. Jade also comes up later too. Joel de Jong from the Netherlands, Paralympian, T63. He runs 11.99 in Heat 23. Now, this is important for later. Heat 23, 11.99 doesn't sound that special, but when you rub the T63 classification on that performance, puts it in perspective, right? So we go on to round 2. Nicholas Walsh, again, 10.01. Yes, 10.01. And the wind, still windy, but down to 2.5 territory. So we're talking just about windy, and we're talking 10.01 here on a stacked field. you will know how stacked the field is because I'm about to drop these names here for you. So Delvis Santos, 10-1-1, right there behind him. John Ottogade, 10-1-2, and Imran Rahman from Bangladesh, the national record holder, he drops 10-1-5. He's now back in form. We're talking slightly marginally windy here, and these guys are going to cook later in the season. You've heard it here first. Simon Hansen, round 2. I have to mention this guy. He's been to quite a few Stratford Speed Grand Prix. In race 2, this guy comes out. Again, he feels like he might have disappointed in round 1. I can't even remember what time he ran in round 1, but he comes back for round 2 and drops a legal 10-1-9. The guy's ready for Europeans, and I'm expecting a drop. That time's going to plummet. Once he gets into the cauldron of the European champs, we're going to see something. Side note, no, not even a side note. The main note to his performance is he came second with 10-1-9. Joseph Harding comes back for round 2 and he runs 10-1-6. That's his legal personal best, his first personal best in 4 years. Welcome back, Joseph Harding. Joe Du Young, I said that name's going to come back around in heat 20 this time. So his performance has clearly put him up a few heats because he's clearly run faster. He goes and runs a brand new world record. I can't even remember the digits because I got so excited writing this down. I forgot to make a note of the actual digits, but he sets a T63 world record in round 2. So that's a world record at Stratford Speed Grand Prix. There is a reason why we are the fastest and the best sprints Grand Prix in the UK. Women's 200. Now the elite races for both the men and the women, smoking, absolutely smoking. The energy continued from the 100 right through to the elite 200s. So Crystal Amaaua, I told you we're not done with Crystal's name. No, she comes to the 200 meter start line with a legal wind plus 1.9 meters per second. She drops a 22.57. Yeah, if you heard the noise when she saw the time, in fact, you can go and hear the noise. You can go onto Virtual Media Sports Instagram and YouTube page. You can find the link, the link to the live stream, and you can watch that on playback. This performance was crazy. You could tell she was on it from the gun to tape. She was on it, but she was not on it alone. She was not on it alone. Nope. Monique Hanlon from Australia runs 22.60 going into the Commonwealth Games. It's going to be interesting. I tell you that 22.6 and 22.57 for the first 2 in this race. It was special, and we're not done. Again, Shiloh Wright typo. I told you that we're not done with her name either. She gets 3rd. She runs 23.08, and when I tell you that performance that lit me up. Of all the performances of the day, I have to say that Crystal's performance of the day. But what touched me the most was seeing Shiloh Wright's typo. That's a big personal best. She knocks 3 tenths off her PB there. And like I said, she's been on my one to watch list from last year. To witness that was, oh my gosh, yes, that was exciting. And that is what the Stratford Speed Grand Prix is all about. The elites, as well as those just off the radar, come here and make a name for themselves. It was unbelievable. In the second race of the Women's 200, Catarina Lourenco and Rosalina Santos, they make the Portuguese 1-2 here. And the Portuguese they were just enforced the whole day, from Delvis Santos to these 2 ladies. There's even more. And again, I just don't have enough time to go through all of the Portuguese athletes who showed out, but just so many. And they really made the day what it was. It was a fantastic day. We go on to the men's 200s. Jordan Watson-Brown, he wins in 2046, not on his own. Jade Williams, right on his tail there with 2049. He's had a banger of a day. So big up yourself, Jade. The wind was all the way up at 3.6, but the tussle that those 2 had shows you that there's more to come from both of them. And those times, I could see them comfortably replicating, if not surpassing those times with legal wins. And yeah, I'd say, probably a bit more pressure in the race with some other guys who can match them stride for stride there. Leon Seal, he was British, is now Portuguese. He stepped up and won the second race in 21.12. Keanu Elliott, Paris Samuel, yes, the man with 4 names. He comes through with a brand new personal best of 21.23. Again, I've been like Jamal Clark, I've been waiting for Keanu to drop a time like this for close to 8 years. So Keanu, thank you for joining the big leagues. And I'm going to cut it short there because there's just too much to talk about. If I haven't mentioned you, I apologize, but there's just so much to go through. So just a quick rundown on the highlights. The Portuguese showing was fantastic, huge. The Irish showing was even bigger. And there might have to be a European Championship between those who come through. Denmark, I miss you. I know the rest of the Speed Grand Prix crew miss you. So let's get you guys back here in force as well. Louisa Stoney, boom, that's it. Her name alone is the highlight. Watch what comes off the back of Stratford Speed Grand Prix number 3. She's going to cook in her event and in the short sprints. Shiloh Wright Typo and Saskia, again, my ones to watch. I'll be keeping a close eye on you guys. You are on fire, and it's a pleasure to witness. Jasmine Wilkins and Jasmine Moss, ones to watch. So the Jasmine Squared, you've been warned. They've been telling you for years. I'm now telling you it's time to watch them. Imani Lancicot and Bianca Williams, you were missed. Your names were on the start list. I was so looking forward to seeing you guys to come through and get on the start line with Daryl. I was hoping. Let's hope you guys can make it down to the next one, because I'm telling you, you guys at Stratford Speed Grand Prix will be a great addition to what we offer. And did anyone see Daniel Coleman just chilling in the stands with the Stratford Speed t-shirt? Daniel Coleman was just hanging, chilling trackside. Yes, the Daniel Coleman, Kenyan legend, former world record holder, former world champion. Yeah, he was about. I'm going to stop talking now. I've been going far too long. This is what Stratford Speed Grand Prix is about. I've been Fernandez Fly. I want to see you guys down at the London Marathon Community Track on August the 9th to come and spectate. You pay no money. You can just roll in. You can come at any time you want. Have a look at what's on the timetable. Choose the events you want to come and watch, and keep an eye on the ones to watch. There are some headliners that come down. Keep an eye on what the athletes that you really want to see. Live in action. You might even get a chance to meet them up close and personal and get some photos. It is a vibe you do not want to miss. This is Fernandez Fly. I'll see you guys real soon.